How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Can we give it up for the graduates? Just stand up really quickly. I know we're going to honor you later. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Can the families stand up? All the families? Families? Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. I wanted to talk today a little bit about, can everybody hear me? Yes. All right. If I get any feedback, just let me know. I wanted to talk a little bit today about how we go into mission. What does it mean to live with purpose? And I thought it was sort of appropriate that we end this the way we began it, talking about Exodus. Exodus, of course, I'm not talking about the organization here, I'm talking about the book in the Bible. Exodus, of course, is the story of a people who had been in affliction, a people who were called out not knowing for where they would go, a people who had been in bondage. Does it sound like people I'm talking about? People who had lost hope. It's the story of a people who were going into a promise, but before they went into the promise, they had to stop in the wilderness. But as much as the story of Exodus is the story of a people, the story of Exodus is the story of a person, the protagonist, the title character, the main figure, Moses. Moses means to draw out. Moses, who was drawn out of the womb of his Hebrew mother by a midwife, and then again out of the Nile River by the daughter of Pharaoh. Moses was raised for 40 years in the house of Pharaoh as an Egyptian, but yet he was a Hebrew. I don't know who I'm talking to today who has found themselves raised as something you are not. Socialized to believe you're somebody you are not. Called to be one thing, but told you something else. For 40 years, he was too Egyptian to be Hebrew and too Hebrew to be Egyptian. He was caught in between two worlds. It was a tension that was happening in his life. It all came to a head when he killed a man. He killed a man not because he was an evil person, not because he was malicious. He did something outwardly because of what was going on inwardly. His action in frustration and anger, because we all know that anger is a secondary emotion, was really his pain on the inside. And so Moses, whose name means to draw out, was driven away. And he went out into the wilderness. And I want to ask you, what happens when life finds you in a wilderness? What happens when life finds you in a place of isolation? See, we always talk about Moses, the great one on the mountain. We talk about Moses, the deliverer. But we don't talk about the stuff that Moses had to go through to become what he became. 40 years he had been raised in the house of Pharaoh. 40 years he was in the wilderness. 40 years he was in isolation. 40 years he was in a place of pain and hurt and despair. I'm going to do this without the mic. Y'all gonna be able to hear me, right? Because I got to get this right. 40 years he was in a place where people said it was nothing going to happen with his life. Now you got to understand what's happening here. He had been raised in the house of Pharaoh. His servants would have had servants. And now he is living in the wilderness. What happens in your life when you find your place in a place where everything from before means raised in a lack of luxury. Look at you now. We know historically that he would have spoken 3 languages: Akkadian, Hebrew, and Egyptian. We know he would have been educated with the best and brightest. We know that he would have sat next to the high priest himself of Egypt. We know that he would have been raised at the knee of Pharaoh, who at the time was the most powerful man on earth. And now he has found himself in the wilderness. Where is your God now? The funny thing is, he killed the man because he was trying to do the right thing. Oh, I wish I could talk about that. He didn't kill a man just because he was going out and wanting to hurt somebody. He was trying to do the right thing. He thought that his calling was to do one thing, and so because he was premature in his calling, he ended up doing something that he should not have done. And now he finds himself in the wilderness. And it is not until he is 80 years old, I need y'all to hear me on this, 80 years old, that he meets God at the burning bush. See, I love the ministers talk about this because they tend to talk about it like Moses was a kid at the burning bush. Yeah, he was drawn out of the Nile River and he had a little mishap, but then God met him at the burning bush. He was 80 years old.
That's right.
Isn't it funny how God will wait until you feel like you're too old and you're washed up and you've made too many mistakes and that your life is over and that you can't be anything, and that's when God meets him. God says, now that you have come to the end of your human effort, now I'm going to step in. And what happens is interesting because the author, the writer of Exodus, who is Moses himself, says that he sees a bush that is on fire. That's not odd. Because of the aridness of the climate, there would have been many bushes that were on fire. But what made this different was that it was not consumed. It's on fire, but it's not consumed. Some of you have been on fire, but you were not consumed. And he turns aside to see what's going on with this bush, and God speaks from the bush, Moses, Moses. Now you got to see what's happening here. God did not speak to him until he looked at the bush. This is not an instance of God thundering out of the heavens. This is not an instance where God tries to get Moses' attention. Moses would have missed the message if he ignored the miracle. It was not until he shifted his focus from all of his life and his stuff and all the things that he did wrong and shifted his focus to God that God said, now I'm going to speak. Yes. And in one moment, Moses has gone from level 1 to level 2. He's gone from miracle to message. I need you to understand, until you recognize the things that God is doing in your life, you will miss the message. Until you shift your focus off of what went wrong and what you did wrong and what people are talking about, you will miss the message. And so he goes from miracle to message. God says, take off your sandals. Now, for those of you perhaps who've never been to that part of the world, it may not make sense to you, but this is weird for me. What do you mean it's holy ground? When we visited the Middle East, the first thought I had when I saw this place was, how quickly can we get back out? This was a wilderness. I could see if he met God at a temple and God said, this is holy ground. I could see if it was at a place of pride and greatness. He meets him on the side of a mountain in the middle of a wilderness where perhaps there's dung and all types of animals running around. And God says, take off your shoes, Moses. It's holy ground. What in your life have you dismissed, but God is saying it's holy ground?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it may not look like it. It certainly don't feel like it, but it's holy ground. And God shifts it. Moses says, here I am. There's 3 words words that took him 80 years to say. 3 words that took a lifetime. I'm tired of running. I didn't fit in with the Egyptians. I didn't fit in with the Hebrews. I didn't fit in with the Midianites. I've been running my whole life, but God, here I am. And in one sentence, Moses has gone to the 3rd level. He has gone from miracle to message to moment. Yeah. And he is now having a moment with God. How long he's on that mountain, we still don't know. You and I both know that what's contained in the scriptures is just a snapshot. We don't know how long he was up there. What we do know is that God begins to commune with him. He says, before I spoke to my servants in dreams and visions and fly by night, but to my servant Moses I spoke face to face. The Hebrews say pay to pay. It means mouth to mouth. And he is having a moment with Moses on the mountain. Changes.
Yes.
80 years of hurt and despair. And so God tells Moses, okay, I have a mission for you because I did not come to comfort you. I came to confront you. Wow. Go back where you ran from. I can imagine Moses said, the devil is a lie. Do you know what they're trying to do to me? There is not just a warrant out for his arrest, there was a death warrant. There were no courts back then. There was no appellate situation. The Pharaoh spoke and it was law. And it was a known fact. If he stepped foot in Egypt again, off with his head. And so Moses begins to tell God, like you and I always do, all the reasons why. I know you're sovereign, and I know you're omniscient, and I know you're all-knowing, but God, you forgot about this. And he says, I can't go, because you know they're hungry. God says, don't worry about that. The people that are looking for you, they're dead. He said, okay. Let me think of something else. I can't go because I stutter. I have to stay on my God. God said, who made man's mouth? I know everything about you. Before you were born in the womb, I called you for this moment.
Yes.
Moses said, okay, I got to think of something else. Well, look, what if they won't know that you called me? What do I tell them? Tell them I am that I am. Not I was. Somebody needs to get it. I'm not in the past. I am right now everything you need to be.
Yes.
And so Moses shifts. And this is where I want to park for a second before I sit down. He goes to the last level. He goes from miracle to message to movement to mission. This is where church folk, we hardly ever get to. We love the miracles. We talk about the miracles and we'll dance over the miracles, we'll praise them over the miracles. We love the message. I remember old church mothers would say, child, I don't know what he preached, but it sure was good. We love the moments. We get slain out in the spirit. Can I talk real, y'all?
Yeah.
And we have these moments with God, but it never shifted to mission. And so God's power in our lives is confined. Yes, I said it. Jesus said on another mountain, looking over at Jerusalem, how I wanted so many times to gather you up like a mother hen does her chicks, but you wouldn't let me. The writer of Hebrews writes, the gospel was preached to all, but for some, it wasn't mixed with faith, so it profited them nothing. Have you considered it's not another miracle you need? You don't need another message. The moment you don't need, you need to shift to mission.
Yes.
You got dreams. God is looking for people with goals. Put a date on it. The difference between a dream and a goal is a date. I will get it done by this such and so time.
That's right.
It's off the mountain. It's not the moment so much. It is that what he does in the moment, and he shifts into mission, and he goes to his wife. Mind you, can you imagine the conversation? You remember how I said they were going to kill me back there? I'm going back. You come here. He leaves everything behind. Tells Jethro, I've been tending your sheep for 40 years. I love you. I gotta go. It's a whole message in that. Sometimes you're going to have to let some people go. God has told him, come to an end. Mind you, God has told him, it's not going to be easy. Pharaoh is not going to applaud you. The people that you seek to lead, they won't embrace you. It's going to look worse before it looks better. But you will succeed, Moses. I'm talking to somebody here. It will not be easy. But I am with you. And if you will trust me enough to go from moment to mission, I'll shift everything. I decided when I was sitting in that federal prison, God, if you release me, I promise I will live with mission. We got enough people with degrees and accolades and all this nice stuff. Will you live with mission? So Moses goes back. Now I'm say this before I sit down because you need to hear this. God tells Moses something so powerful. He says, Moses, this is going to be the sign. Because I already know it's going to look rough and it will get worse before it gets better. But this is the sign right here between me and you. When you go back and deliver the people, you're going to bring them back to this mountain. No, I don't want you to take them where you thought they should go. That's what you did the first time, and that's why you messed up. I want you to bring them back to this mountain. Now that mountain doesn't mean much to you because you've never been, right? And it doesn't mean much to the children of Israel because they had never left Egypt. That mountain for Moses meant everything. It was where 40 years he had wasted his life, he felt like. The mountain represented hopes and dreams and aspirations that had died. It was the place of his pain. That's what that mountain represented. And God said, when you come out and bring the people, you're going to bring them to the place that was your pain. That's what I'm going to transform. That's right. I'm not going to take you to a new place. And I've come to tell you today, if you will dare to go from moment to mission, he will take the place that you swore nothing good could come out of. He will take the place that you cried in, the tears that came from your soul. He will take that very place. And to this day, the Mount Sinai, called by the Hebrews, and Horeb by the Egyptians, is considered one of the holiest spots in the world. People still come to pray. It is the place that God thundered down the Ten Commandments and hewed out with his own finger. But it started as a place of pain. And I've come to tell you that it is not over. Yes. That he who began a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. Amen. And that pain, that hurt, that despair, those dead dreams and dead aspirations and things that you thought nothing could come good out of, if you will dare to trust God and go from moment to mission, he will take the place of your worst despair into your biggest success. And it won't just be you who he delivers. He will, through you, deliver an entire people. If you